That was a great report. To know more from the man himself, let's all welcome His Excellency Lorenzo Morini, Ambassador of Italy to Kuwait. The Italian Week give us a brief idea about the about what are the events that took place and how responsive were the Kuwaiti society toward it. Definitely all these questions will be asked His Excellency. Your Excellency, it's really a pleasure to have you, and good morning, Kuwait.
Good morning, it's my pleasure to be here.
And it's definitely it's good to see you again. You know, you've been, what, 2 years now?
2 years, almost 2 years. In 1 month it will be 2 years.
Okay, amazing. So definitely, Your Excellency, you've been through a lot of visits to Diwaniyas, you know, Kuwaiti gatherings.
Absolutely, yes. I love it, I love it. It's a very nice habit that you have here in Kuwait, and it's a very useful for us ambassadors because we can meet a lot of people in the Diwaniyas.
And I bet you, Your Excellency, definitely they're going to ask you about football, you know.
Yes, yes, about football, about food, about shopping.
Yeah. Oh, shopping, yeah. You know, this is, it's not secret, dear viewers, you know, why Kuwaiti people like going to Italy. You know, most of the, you know, females, Kuwaiti females, they know it's the most beautiful products in Italy and the most reasonable prices too.
Yes, it is. It is true. But it's always a pleasure to have you in Italy also to experiment our food, our art, our culture, because I think it's very important for us to share what we have in our country.
Indeed, indeed. So, Your Excellency, the Italian Week, you know, give us some brief about, you know, the idea and what are the events that took place and how responsive were the Kuwaiti society toward it.
Yes, okay, so the idea was to bring to Kuwait a set of different events, different activities that can involve and all the public of Kuwait. So we decided to use different locations with different type of events. The first one was a festival of Italian products that was held in the Avenues shopping mall. In that location we also had a show carried out by a traditional group of Italian flag jugglers, which is a very traditional thing in Italy. And we reached out, in that way we reached out a lot of you know, public. There were Italian products, there were perfumes, fashion, there were medical products, and there were cars, motorcycles, you know, exhibited in the avenues. Then we had concerts, a classical music concert that was held in Americani Museum, and the idea was to bring together Italian musicians and Kuwaiti musicians. So it was a mixed group of artists. And then we had a jazz concert. The jazz concert took place in Cap, in the design district. The same day we had an exhibition, an art exhibition, opened in the Cap. An artist that is doing landscapes, but urban landscapes. So there were also some paintings referring to the traditional, most important, iconic locations of Kuwait. And then we had the design event, which was most focused on the furniture and design. And interior design, and it was taking place also in Cap, in the design district, and there were some designers that came to Kuwait, important designers and CEO of Italian companies that also provided some classes, gave some classes and lectures in the Kuwaiti University. We collaborated in this initiative together with Cap and together with the Avenues and Americani Museum, Dar al-Athar Cultural Center, and many sponsors that supported us during this event, because the idea was to showcasing the Italian design products and the excellency of the Italian design products here in Kuwait. The response was great. The public here love Italian product. There is a big and strong passion.
Absolutely.
And I always always say that it is easy for me to promote Italy here because Italy is loved by Kuwaiti people, and so every time we bring something here, it's always a pleasure, and you know, to be received with open arms.
Absolutely, absolutely, Your Excellency. You know, definitely, you know, if you go to any Diwani in Kuwait, they definitely going to bring up, you know, AC Milan in the 80s and 90s. They're going to bring up Inter Milan, Juve, Torino,
yes.
you know, all these, you know, Sampdoria, you know, all these Roma, and all these beautiful clubs with real tough, smart players. You know, I remember Napoli, Maradona, yeah,
yes.
and Napoli. These definitely, Your Excellencies, are, you know, our talks where in the 80s and 90s, how that rivalry between Napoli and AC Milan back in, the Red Gullit and Van Basten, Frank Rijkaard, and Maradona on one side. So definitely, you know, Napoli had a beautiful port now. It's well known because, you know, one of the aspects of elevating that port was the presence of Maradona and how Napoli made it to Europe.
Absolutely, and Napoli is one of the cultural center of Italian traditions, Italian heritage. The music of Napoli is well known everywhere in the world. The traditional music of Italy is based on the Napolitan style, which has a lot of influences from the Mediterranean culture.
Indeed.
And a lot of influences from the Arabic world.
Exactly.
So at the end, it's a point of connection, a bridge between Italy and the rest of the Mediterranean is right in the center of Napoli.
Indeed.
And also the food of Napoli, the pizza is everywhere. And for
the olive oil.
The olive oil and the mozzarella, you know, it's the burrata. I mean, you can find a lot of things that are shared with all the people around the Mediterranean, around the world. For us, it's important to promote what is now the modernity of Napoli, the modernity of Italy. If you go to Napoli, in front you have the Costiera Amalfitana, you have Capri Island, you have places that are very well known. But you have to know that there are also a lot of industrial cooperation between Kuwait and Italy. In particular, Kuwait has an investment, a big investment in Napoli, in the port of Napoli, and they have a big distribution center there. So it's a symbol of continuity, a symbol of, you know, the origin is the same, the traditions are the same, the roots are the same. But at the end now, we are still working together, looking at the future.
Indeed, indeed, Your Excellency. Through the year, a lot takes place from fashion to musical concerts. So how do you determine, Your Excellency, the choices or your choices in what to host or being to Kuwait, pick and choose?
Well, sometimes there are some Kuwaiti interlocutors that propose to have some idea, and they are pushing for us to bring some specific activity, as it happened for jewelry design or for the Murano glass initiative. Some other times there are Italian artists or Italian
they come up with
that come up with some ideas. Fashion is a big thing here. It's not necessary for me to showcase the fashion of Italy to the Kuwaiti people because it's already well known. But fashion brands, they sometimes they knock at my door and ask me to, you know, to be testimonial for their initiatives, which is something that I do with great pleasure because.
Nice, that's really kind of you.
Yes, I mean, and it's for me it's relatively easy to find opportunities to showcase what we do here in Kuwait. I know that now there are other events coming in the fashion sector, jewelry sector. I cannot disclose what is going to happen because we are working on it, but it is based on the demand of the Kuwaiti public, the interest of Kuwaiti public, because we know that, as you said, there is a lot of interest for Italian fashion,
absolutely,
you know, so Italian jewelry. So you know, it's that where we are focusing.
Your Excellency, from your perspective, which one of those great various events was the most successful? Is it the jewelry workshop, chocolate making, or musical concerts?
Look, I think all of them were very successful. I think in each different aspect they were extremely successful. Jewelry was very successful because we bring on board young people, young designers. Chocolate was successful because we showcased what we can do with something that is not known here in Kuwait. It is known but not enough known about the chocolate making in Italy. Concerts are always successful because
you know great
there is a great passion here for music. But I would like to say that the most successful event is the next one. This is my perspective, because this is what I'm always pushing for.
So an overview of the historical relationship between Kuwait and Italy. I mean, how do you evaluate this relationship?
Well, I already mentioned the fact that we have historical relations that go back for centuries, even thousands of years. I mean, the Arab were colonizing Sicily, and there are very beautiful poems written by Arab artists, Arab thinkers during that time. Still there. I mean, and there is a lot of Arab culture in our language. You mentioned the word diwania. We have a word in Italian that is divano. We call the sofa, it's divano in Italian, and the origin is diwan. I mean, so we are the only country in Europe that uses that word to define that specific piece of furniture. So the links are very old and very solid. Now, today we are in a situation in which there is a very strong relation between our countries, very friendly relation between our countries. We celebrated last year the 6 years of diplomatic relations between Kuwait and Italy. We are planning to have exchange of visits at the highest level, if possible. And it's very strong, the relation that there is between our societies, our people. I don't know, I mean, there are more than 100,000 visitors from Kuwait to Italy every year, so you can imagine.
Venice, an art gallery.
Yes.
Venice is beautiful.
Yes.
The Lovers' Island, you know.
Yeah, of course. And Rome and Milan, and I mean the Dolomites. A lot of people they telling me that they're going to go to the Olympic Games in Cortina next year. So I mean, it's something that is very important for us.
Unfortunately, I would like to go on and on, Your Excellency, and especially, you know, really honestly, without any compliment, I'm speaking my true feeling. It's beautiful conversation always with you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure, and it's always beautiful to talk to you and to your team, because it's very nice from my side.
Grazie mille.
Prego, and see you soon. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. That was His Excellency, great thanks to him, His Excellency Lorenzo Morini, Ambassador of Italy to Kuwait. Dear viewers, we'll move on. British Defence Attaché reflects on Remembrance Day and UK-Kuwait military partnership, Kuwait City, on the 9th of November 2025. As Remembrance Day approaches, Captain Neil Marriott, a British Defence Attaché at the British Embassy in Kuwait, shared his thoughts on the significance of the occasion and enduring defence cooperation between the United Kingdom and Kuwait. Each year, over 100 Kuwaiti officers attend professional military courses in the UK, and the number of Kuwaiti cadets entering officer training is increasing. It is noted that some of the Kuwaiti officer is currently training to become an instructor at the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, underscoring the close ties between the two nations.